Hi, this is Rachit Verma, and in this lecture, I am comparing C with Python on the basis of some data input output programs and functions by which you can easily understand. So, first, let's see the simple Hello World program. Now, you can see that in C there is to print hello world we can include stdio.h the main function and printf statement, and in python print statement will print the hello world on the screen. Now let's first compile the c program. My turbo c stopped working. No problem, I have another solution for compiling the c program. Open the command prompt and type gcc hyphen o hello.c. It will compile the C statements and give you the executable file. For doing this, you make sure that you have a TDM GCC compiler. The TDM GCC is a compiler. So for Microsoft Windows, you can download it from this link, and to run the program, just type the file name. Yes, it works. Hello world. And to run the python, make sure that you have a python installed on your computer. Yes, hello world. Now let's take another example. Yeah, this ASCII codes. This is the ASCII conversion so in C, and it is ASCII conversion in Python. So in C we have to include stdio.h, conio.h and wordman function. This function is used to take input from a user, and %d is a format specifier for taking integer as an input, and %c is a format specifier which represent a single character, and the value of integer uh, is scanned from this statement is converted into its equivalent character, that is ASCII character, by %c. And for converting a character into its equivalent ASCII integer value, scan character from %c and print from format specifier %d. %c will accept character and %d will print the character into its equivalent ASCII integer code. And in let's first execute it again. gcc hyphen o filename and filename dot its extension. It will compiled and give us an executable file ascii.exe. Enter a number, let's take 97. So it may give the character a. Yes, the corresponding ASCII character is a, and wait a second, it gives some garbage values. I think that this compiler gives a problem with multiple scanf functions. So let I comment this. This is a multi-line comment. You can comment any block of code with this symbols, this and this. Now again check it. I forgot to save. Yes, it works. Enter number 97 and corresponding ASCII character is A. Now comment this. Yes. Enter character A. The ASCII value of given character is 65. That is correct. Now in Python, print function will print the statement on this string on a screen, and this statement input function assigns a string to a variable x. Now it will print the entered number on the screen. This function will convert the string into integer. Uh, that is the input function assigns the string to variable x and again convert int into integer by this statement, and then convert it into character by this statement, and to print use the print function as this. This will print the entered number into its equivalent ASCII character, and to convert it back into the integer, to convert a character to its equivalent integer value, we have used order x, which is by default present in Python. Now let's execute it. ASCII.py, enter a number 97. It should be A. Entered number is 97. Okay, equivalent ASCII character is A. Again convert it into value 97. So the we enter a number as a string 97, it will convert into integer as 97 and its equivalent character as A, and the character will convert it into integer as 97. So when we do this in C, it will take 13 statements, and in Python it will take only 7 statements. Now let's take another example. This is code to find a cube of any number in C, and this is a code to find cube of any number in Python. Now to find the cube of any number, we have to include mat.h library. Mat.h is a header file defines various mathematical functions. All functions available in this library takes double as an argument and return double as the result. And here is a void main function, and this is a block of code. Here x is a integer variable whose cube is to find out, and this is format specifier for integers, and this is power function which exists in main.h and returns x raised to the power y, and y is here is 3, and it returns x to the power 3 means cube of x. User input any number, and this statement will return the cube of that number and print the same by printf function. Here %d is used to print the integer value, and in Python for calculating cube we have to import a math library. Print is to print this string and any number, and x is take uh, x is a variable in which input assigns a string, and this string is converted again into int by this int function. These functions are by default present in Python. Now here mat.power x comma 3 work same as in C. This function same like this function means it returns x to the power y, means x to the power 3. X is a number whose cube is to find out, and this print the cube of that number. Let's try it. First compile the C code. What's the name of file? Cube.c. It will compile successfully, as it will give us the executable file here. Now let's run it. Let the number be 2. The cube root of it should be 8. Yes, it works. And in Python, what is the file name? Cube.py. Py is a file extension for Python files. Yes, it prints the 8.0, which is correct. Now you see that in C it will take 11 statements, and in Python it will take 6 statements. And Python is easy to understand as compared to C. Now let's take another example. This one. Here I is a variable whose value is incremented. Plus plus is an increment operator which increase the value of I by 1, and I minus minus is a decrement operator which decrease the value of I by 1. And in Python we see that there is no operator like increment operator or decrement operator. To increment or decrement any value, we have to write like this: I equal to I plus 1, it will increment I by 1, and I equal to I minus 1, it will decrement I by 1. Now let's try it. Incremented value of I is 6, and then the decremented value of I is 5. 6 minus 1 is 5. Now in Python, the same result. Incremented value is 6 and decremented value is 5. Now let us try another question. Uh, yeah, let's find the square root. That is square root, use of square root function. Okay, this block of code will find the area of triangle of and in C, and this block of code find area of triangle in Python. Now we have three sides, and as and area as a variable. This will print the message enter three sides A, B, C, and this will scan the values of A, B, C, where %f represent floating point value. Means is a this is a format specifier which accept the floating point values. This f is for A, this f is for B, and this f is for C. And S will be A plus B plus C by 2, which is a semi-perimeter. This question is solved according to Heron's formula to find area of triangle, as we read in our childhood. And area is equals to square root of s into s minus a to s minus b into s minus c. Here square root is the c-library function that returns square root of this, means returns square root of any variable which passed as an parameter to it. So it will find the square root of s into s minus a, s minus b into s minus c, and assign it to the variable area. And this statement print the area in floating in terms of floating point, because here %f format specifier is used. And in Python, no need to use a format specifier, as this is a print function which print enter A, B, C on the screen, and it takes A as a string, B as a string, and C as a string input, convert it into float values. By default, functions exist in Python float, which converts the variables into float. And this is s equal to a plus b plus c by 2, and area equal to main dot square root of s into s minus a, s minus b, s minus c, act same as these statements, and at last print the area of triangle. Now let's execute it. Open command prompt. What is the name of program? 22. Our C code is compiled. Now run. Let 3 side be 3, 4, and 5. Area of triangle is 6 square units. Now in Python, 3, 4, 5. Area of triangle is 6 square unit. Oh, I double run this program by C in Python .py 22.py 3, 4, 5. Enter. Area of triangle is 6. So it will give us result as 6, more accurately as compared to C. Now what is the conclusion of this lecture? The conclusion is this, that Python is easy to understand, but C language is initial point to learn programming. Knowledge of C makes you easily understand other programming languages like Java, Python, and any other. So make your hand strong on C first, then switch to other programming language. That's all for today. See you next time.